Chapter 5. Josh and Ruth stared at Dink. Honest, Dink said. But why? Ruth Rose asked. Since the hotel is empty, he said we'd be doing him a favor, Dink said. If people see us here, they might think the ghost is just a joke. Let's do it, Josh said. I need a night away from the twins. Dink grinned. Mr. Spivets invited our families too. He wants us to investigate the ghost while we're here. Josh laughed. When my little brothers get here, that ghost better watch out. By supper time, it was all arranged. The three families would spend the night at the Shangri-La. Ruth Rose's little brother, Nate, wanted to meet the ghost.
He'll be my friend, Nate said. We can play with my dinosaurs together.
Dink's family and Ruth Rose's family rode together in one car. The Pinto's car was already in the parking lot when they arrived. Josh was holding on to his twin brothers, Brian and Bradley. The boys hugged twin teddy bears after locking the cars. All 12 of them trooped into the Shangri-La. Mr. and Mrs. Spivets were waiting in the lobby. They were all dressed up as if it was a special occasion. Good evening, all, Mr. Spivets said. Welcome to the Shangri-La. The adults shook hands. This is very nice to meet you, Dink's mom told them. Mrs. Spivets smiled at the kids. It's the least we can do. These three detectives are going to get to the bottom of this ghost business tonight. Dink's father grinned. As long as they do it before bedtime. Dad! Dink said, rolling his eyes. Just then, Mr. Lincolnletter joined them. Where's Casper?
Where's Casper? Nate asked him. I want to see the ghost.
Mr. Lincolnletter blinked at Nate, then handed his room keys to Dink, Josh, and Ruth Rose. I think you'll find the rooms comfortable, he said. I had rollaway beds brought in for the little ones. Dink led them all to the elevator. What number do you guys have? Josh asked. We're in room 203. I'm across the hall, Ruth Rose said. In 204. Me too, Dink said. 202. 5 minutes later, all three families were in their rooms. Dink dumped his backpack on a narrow rollaway bed. The room was pretty big, with a color TV and a miniature refrigerator. Dink opened the door and found a bunch of soft drinks and snacks. Can we eat this stuff? He asked. Dink asked. His father gave him a look. You just finished supper, Dinko. Dink grinned. Yeah, I know. How late can I stay up? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, his mother said. Remember, tomorrow is Monday. Mom, tomorrow is Columbus Day, Dink said, grinning. No school. Okay, 10 o'clock, but not a minute later. Didn't I say Halloween was just around the corner? Am I just so out of it that I don't remember when Columbus Day is? I'll have to look it up later. Hey Siri, what day is Columbus Day?
It's Friday, October 26th, 2018, Columbus, Ohio.
Oh my word. Guys, the day I'm recording this is October 26th. Today is Columbus Day. What are the freaking chances that I would come across this in the book on this day? That is freaky. That is crazy. I'm shook. Anyway, Dink left the room and knocked on Josh's door. "Come in," one of the twins yelled. Dink opened the door. The Pinto's room was even bigger than his. 3 small beds were lined up opposite one big one. Brian and Bradley wore matching Batman jammies and were coloring in their coloring books. Josh was standing in front of their little fridge, tossing down peanuts. "Can Josh come out to play?" Dink said, grinning. Josh's dad said, "Sure, just be back by breakfast time." Josh laughed. "Let's get Ruth Rose," he said to Dink. They walked into room 204 and knocked. Ruth Rose opened the door and stepped out. "My folks are trying to get Nate to go to bed," she whispered. "Let's go down to the lobby and think of a plan." Dink suggested. "I already have one," Ruth Rose announced. "You do?" Dink said. Ruth Rose nodded. "Mr. Lincolnladder told us that the ghost showed up at midnight, right?" Mr. and Mrs. Jeffers said the same thing. Josh snorted. "So what's your plan? Hang out and say hi to the ghost when the clock strikes 12? Ruth Rose grinned. "Exactly."